couldn't get because event is already oversubscribed. So that's the level of
event
excitement
is oversubscribed, and I
anticipation
remember. Let me go across to Anand Narasimhan. You were there in Australia that first visit, weren't you, Anand? I remember you reporting from there, and you've experienced this firsthand. What's it like?
Well, it's magical, and we have to say, as I say, thank you, Rahul. And as we are waiting, the energy is electric. There have been some phenomenal performances also, which I witnessed when I was in Sydney. The Prime Minister himself is magical, and there is a standing ovation. And in Australia, it was interesting, although there is no democracy. It's very interesting, ladies and gentlemen, as I say, Namaste and Jai Hind in this edition of The Right Stand, that in Australia, leaders from both sides of the aisle, so bipartisan support was there, and the Indian diaspora was in huge numbers. In fact, this is the Sheikh Zayed Stadium. Siddhant is live with us here on this edition of The Right Stand. Professor Brahmachalani, I hope he's staying on with us. It's a landmark moment, not just the first Hindu temple in the UAE, but this is the BAPS temple. It's a Swaminarayan temple, and it's huge, it's massive, it's humongous. The number of visits the Prime Minister has made since 2015, the effort, the costs that have gone in towards building this temple with this multicultural, all-inclusive. Siddhant has seen that. But look at the crowd that's come in there. And this bridge, and this UAE has somehow become the bridge for Bharat into the Middle East. Professor Brahmachalani, quickly before I go across to Siddhant to just soak in the energy there, how important is this visit? How significant? Because the Prime Minister goes from here to Dubai and then also quickly goes across to Doha. Beg your pardon, not to Dubai, but he goes to Doha.
That's right. He goes to Doha, Qatar. But his visit to the UAE is significant, unlike his largely symbolic visit to Qatar. And the fact that Mr. Modi has a very strong personal rapport with UAE President Sheikh Mohammed, who is actually also the ruler of Abu Dhabi, makes this trip very significant, because this Hindu temple would not have been possible without the support of the President of UAE, Sheikh Mohammed.
And in terms of remittances, in terms of the investment that's coming in from the UAE, for long they have been among the top 3 investors in Bharat. And that continues in increased amounts. UAE is among the top 3 investors in Bharat, Professor Chalani.
In fact, it's not only a major investor, it's also a route for investment from third sources. So the UAE has become very important for India financially, economically, but the relationship between India and the UAE now extends to defense and security, to education. So we have a multifaceted bilateral relationship that has grown dramatically over the last 10 years. And one looks back and wonders why the previous governments in India did not pay sufficient attention to building this relationship the way the Modi government, and Modi in particular, Modi personally has done. And we've seen the results, how this relationship has become one of the most important bilateral relationships that India has with any countries. And also, I think one factor that is helping to build this relationship is the fact that the UAE, under the presidency of Sheikh Mohammed, has sought to pursue an independent foreign policy. It has sought to reduce its dependence on the US, and therefore it is seeking partnerships with other players, important players, and India certainly fits in with this effort on the part of the UAE to diversify its diplomacy.
Professor Brahmachalani, please stay on with us. Quickly going across to Siddhant. I know you have limitations. You are in with just one mojo kit, and you're doing the job of camera person plus reporter come quasi-anchor all together. But just tell us how it is around, and if you can speak to some people around you, if it's possible, Siddhant, let's chat with them. Let's talk to the people around in that crowd in Abu Dhabi at the Sheikh Zayed Stadium.
Well, because of the security protocols, Anand, we have been allocated a place to do lives. But what I can do is that I can make people wave for you. Guys, if you can just wave at our cameras, wave at Ahlan Narsimhan. He's saying hi to all of you from studios in Delhi. So you can see the excitement, Anand, here. The complete stadium is jam-packed. And in fact, as I was mentioning it, Anand, before.
Is it possible for you to show your mic to some of them and get them to talk? If you can take off your mic and just hand it across to them, see what they have to say.
Yes, Anand. We are at a distance, so there is a distance between us. There you see, Anand, the placard of Prime Minister Modi and Sheikh Zayed, the president and ruler of Abu Dhabi, and you can see the chants "Har Har Modi, Ghar Ghar Modi." And in fact, there is also this signature slogan, "Ahlan Modi, Swagatam Modi." So that is how people are going to greet Prime Minister Modi on his arrival at Sheikh Zayed Stadium. Also, Anand, today is a historic day for India-UAE ties, as you were pointing out that this is the third visit of Prime Minister Modi in 8 months, and 5 high-level visits have taken place between the two countries. And there you see, Anand, people chanting and sloganeering, electrifying atmosphere here at Sheikh Zayed Stadium, where I'm reporting from. In fact, most of them have switched on the torch of their cell phone ahead of the Prime Minister's arrival. Because of the security protocol, the entire passage has been cleared by
Is the PM expected to do a round to acknowledge the crowd? Is he going to do a full walkabout around the Sheikh Zayed Stadium? Is that the reason why there is a gap that's been kept there? And what time is the PM expected? Because that's something which he would do. What's the expected crowd there? How packed is the stadium now? Because the weather has been a little inclement. That's what I read. Tell us about it.
Well, from last 2 days, it was raining heavily in Abu Dhabi, but today it was a bright sunny morning, and there you see people screaming, Anand. And as you rightly pointed out, that could be a surprise element. We have been told that Prime Minister may take a full circle of the stadium, waving at people. Have been waiting for Prime Minister maybe from last 6 hours, 7 hours in the stadium. So that is there. Yes, that is a possibility. And in fact, I have also spotted a car at the stadium, perhaps the open Jeep. So we can expect that could be a surprise element, but we are still awaiting confirmation from the Prime Minister's office if he's going to do that full circle or not. Back to you.
So full around in an open top Jeep to acknowledge the crowd that's turned out. What could be the size? Sheikh Zayed Stadium can hold about 60,000 people, if my memory serves me right. What's the expected audience turnout? Because many believe many have not been able to get in because the passes are all sold out. What's the strength right now? Is it packed?
It's packed. It's fully packed, Anand. I mean, look behind. I would just lift my camera and give sense to our viewers. You see, Anand, it's fully packed. The stadium is fully packed. And in fact, Anand,
can you show us around? Can you show us around? Is it possible to move it around and just show us the full stadium if it's possible?
Yes. I can show you. I can show you around, Anand. So this is the other side, Anand. You can see a fully packed stadium, Sheikh Zayed Stadium, where we are reporting from. And Anand, in fact, I've spoken to many people in the diaspora. In fact, UAE ambassador to India also told me that he was trying to arrange pass for one of his contacts, but he couldn't do because event is already oversubscribed. So there are a lot of people, those who are upset because they couldn't attend today's event. But yes, people are happy, excited as they are going to see Prime Minister Modi, and they take a lot of pride when, as you know, I was in touch with them when they were doing rehearsals.
Take us through what's going to happen, what's happened so far and what is going to happen next. Can you take us through a sequence of events? What can we expect once PM arrives? Yes. What's happened so far? There are a lot of cultural programs I'm given to understand.
Well, that's right, Anand. So PM has done bilateral talks with the leadership of UAE. In fact, There were multiple exchange of agreements between the both sides. Both leaders witnessed a multiple exchange of agreement, which includes IMEC agreement and various other agreements in the fintech sector. Now Prime Minister is going to come to Ahlan Modi event, is going to address the diaspora. Tomorrow morning we have been told, Anand, that Prime Minister may go to Dubai to address World Business Forum, which is the flagship event of the government of Dubai. And then late in the evening, maybe around 5:30, he will participate in BAPS temple inauguration, and post that he may catch flight to Qatar to do bilateral talks with the government of Qatar day after on 15th. So that is the schedule of Prime Minister, we have been told. Right now, Anand, what I can sense is that there is a silence ahead of the Prime Minister's arrival. The security protocols have been put in place. There is no movement on the passage in between the stage and where we are reporting from. So we can expect, in fact, we are also getting hints from the organizers that Prime Minister may arrive any time from now. Back to you.
What's that big cheer behind you about? You turned around to see what was that cheer about? What's the announcement? Let's stay with the crowd. The atmosphere, I'm sure, will be electric. Lot of excitement there. Huge turnout of the Indian diaspora that resides in and around the UAE, especially around there are people who've come in from Sharjah, Ras Al Khaimah and other areas, Dubai. This is the entire UAE that's turned out there in might and strength. So what's the announcement?
And Narendra Modi is here. The Prime Minister has arrived. Prime Minister has arrived, Anand, at the venue, the Zayed Sports Stadium, and I can see he's being received by a senior dignitary of the government of UAE. His convoy has just arrived inside the premises. He's being greeted by senior dignitary of the government of UAE, and there you see, he's being warmly received by the government of UAE and the other dignitaries. He's also being accompanied by the other dignitaries from the Indian diaspora, and the atmosphere here at Zayed Stadium has completely changed. Looking at the LED screens, giving pictures, visuals of Prime Minister's arrival at Zayed Stadium, and you can see people are on the both sides of.
Siddhant, if you have an LED, next to you, can you point your camera to that? If you have an LED next to you, can you point your camera to that?
Yes,
I know you are at a fair distance from the PM. Can you just point us to the Prime Minister's arrival? So there you're saying PM has arrived.
That's Prime Minister's arrival. That's Prime Minister's arrival, Anand. And you can see there's a sea of people, Anand, waiting for Prime Minister Modi, and they all have been waiting for these. You look at the crowd, Anand. Look at the crowd. People running. They were perhaps going towards the other side to catch the glimpse of the Prime Minister.
So everybody is running to the other side
for the Prime Minister Modi. Yes, Anand. And look at the other side. These people are also desperately waiting to catch a glimpse of Prime Minister Modi. Electrifying atmosphere, Anand, cannot be defined, cannot be, no words are enough to explain the electrifying atmosphere here at Zayed Stadium. I mean, look here, Anand. Look at the crowd.
We should have the visuals here too. So they have seen it there. They have seen it there. We should have the visuals coming through the feed and the news agency in a bit. There is palpable excitement, everybody eagerly waiting for the Prime Minister to enter the stadium. He has entered the stadium premises, the compound, so the welcoming committee outside the stadium. Plenty of Modi chants across the stadium that I can pick from your camera feed, Siddhant. This is exactly what happened back in Sydney, and it happens everywhere. There are a huge number of people who are waiting outside the stadium to catch a glimpse of the PM, to welcome him, and then they all start storming inside, and it's security protocol, and the PM gets in. The crowd that is waiting inside is eagerly waiting for him to catch a glimpse of him, and the moment he walks in, there will be huge cheers. And let's hope that he does get onto that open top vehicle and then does a full round of the Sheikh Zayed Stadium, because it's a huge stadium. There you go. Those are the pictures. Those are the pictures of Prime Minister Narendra Modi arriving at the Sheikh Zayed Stadium. So they are coming to us a little late, about 2 to 3 minutes late, but then that's the welcoming group that's welcomed him inside the stadium, right outside the stadium premises as he's walking in via the red carpet welcome. He will be then taken into a VIP area, awaiting a holding area where there will be a few selected dignitaries and members of the UAE community, the Indian diaspora there, and also members that are officials of the government there. He will be meeting with them. Usually there are some photo ops that are planned photo ops that are quickly run through. It's all an interaction of about 5 to 10 minutes before he will enter the stadium. So that's what happens. So traditional welcome there for the Prime Minister. Far away from home, but the message of world is one. Vasudeva Kutumbakam lit on the sides as he is walking through, the message of peace, harmony, message of Bharat, working as the catalyst between nations to bring nations together. Ahlan Modi or Hi Modi, welcome Modi. Those are the messages. This is a beautiful view of the entire Sheikh Zayed Stadium lit, and now it's going dark. It's going dark because then the spotlight will then be shown on the man that this crowd has been waiting for, to listen to watch, to meet and to greet. And that's Prime Minister Narendra Damodar Das Modi, who will be making his way in. Siddhant, silence around you. What's happening?
It's Modi which
the
is
Modi
happening around
chants.
me. In fact, right behind me you can see the laser lights have been switched on, and it's a complete different arena that has been created. And as you rightly pointed out, all lights are going to be on the man that these people have been waiting for. Look at the crowd, and there is no difference between the popularity what we witness in India and here in UAE. I mean, 30 million diaspora, 45,000 people attending this event. 3 months of rehearsals. They have taken offs, they have taken leaves, Anand, to prepare for this grand event. I have spoken to many of them, and every day they used to come from Abu Dhabi to Dubai, Sharjah to from Dubai to Abu Dhabi, from Sharjah to Abu Dhabi to prepare for this grand event. So the level of excitement is completely different, Anand. The entire atmosphere is electrifying, and it's a historic times that we are living in as far as India-UAE ties
so
are
the PM has
concerned,
entered the stadium. Let me just quickly get Professor Brahmachalani in, and the popularity that the PM enjoys among the masses is huge. It's immense. There is a lot of preparation that's gone in behind this community event. But what is the significance of the UAE Connect, Professor Brahmachalani, in these current times? The timing of this visit, how would you read the messaging? This comes at the back of Qatar's extension and the Amir and the equations prevailing, the freedom for the 8 Navy veterans in this region. There has also been strife, the Israel-Hamas war and so many other issues that's plagued the Middle East. What is Bharat's role here, and how is this visit going to be important? They have launched UPI there and the RuPay card system today.
That's right.
Ji.
I know that the two things that stand out. First, the fact that no previous Indian Prime Minister reached out to the Indian diaspora the way Modi has done, the way Modi has been addressing big audiences, largely made up of Indians living abroad. This outreach to Indians is now an important component of Indian diplomacy. The way, for example, Modi in Houston, Texas, addressed a rally of 59,000 Indian Americans, but then President Trump in attendance, along with a number of US congressmen and senators. Or, for example, in February 2020 in Ahmedabad, when President Trump came to India, this was the largest rally any American president has ever addressed, at home or abroad. But those kinds of events, whether largely organized abroad, but sometimes, like in the case when President Trump came here, organized in India, and also when the Australian Prime Minister was here, he also addressed a huge rally in Gujarat. And I think this is a new facet to Indian diplomacy. The other part of your question about Qatar. Qatar is a very interesting country. It's important to India because it's a very it's a gas-rich country and will remain a very important exporter of LNG, which India needs a lot. And the demand for LNG in India will only increase substantially in the years to come. But Qatar, unlike the UAE, uses its gas wealth to prop up violent jihadists elsewhere, like Hamas, like the Muslim Brotherhood. It tries to be both an arsonist and a firefighter, just like Pakistan.
Right.
And it leverages its capacity to bankroll jihadists, to play the role of a mediator, that the way it's doing right now between Israel and Hamas. And it can be a troublemaker for India. We have seen that. We saw how it led the protests when Nurpur Sharma made ill-advised comments in middle of 2022. It was Qatar which spearheaded the Gulf protests. It was Qatar that summoned the Indian ambassador. And then within a few months of that, it arrested 8 ex-Indian Navy men who were in Doha working as consultants and held them in solitary confinement for 17 long months. So Qatar can be a troublemaker. So we need to have a very a balanced view of Qatar.
Right.
While we need to build closer ties with Qatar. Qatar is not the UAE. The UAE is a responsible stakeholder. It's a country that wants to be, it's trying to be liberal, it's trying to be independent in its foreign policy, and it is trying to be a true friend of India. And I think the UAE, in fact, is a model for other Gulf states.
Right. You make a very fair point, Professor Brahmachalani. Just quickly going back to Siddhant and check what's the atmosphere like, what's the update there, have there been any announcements? Generally, with about 2 minutes to go for the Prime Minister to enter the stadium, there is an announcement saying he should be walking in any moment now. Has that announcement already been made, Siddhant? There are a lot of Modi chants going around.
I could hear announcements. Yes, that's right, Anand. Modi chants are going on, and in fact, Anand, what I could see from here at a distance is that the last-minute security protocols are being cleared, and post that, Prime Minister Modi is going to take this stage to address one of the largest diasporas in the world, that is 30 million in UAE. And in fact, Anand, that's going to be, I've been told that Prime Minister is going to touch upon a lot of issues related to diaspora, and perhaps, he is also very excited as far as this event is concerned. In fact, at the time of meeting the President of UAE, Al Nahyan, the Prime Minister thanked him for the support and the cooperation, because of which the diaspora could plan this event for him. The stadium has been provided, and in fact, the security arrangements and all sorts of logistical support. Prime Minister thanked him. And it's electrifying, Anand. It's a different word altogether.
You spoken to the organizers
right now here.
We're given to understand that there were thousands of volunteers even yesterday when you spoke with them, despite heavy rains. What did the organizers say? How many months have the preparations gone in? What kind of performances did you witness? And what's special that the community has laid out for the Prime Minister this time around?
Well, Anand, honestly, this event is being planned from last 3 months, but from last 1 month, they have been doing practice coming to Zayed Stadium every day. Day before yesterday, there was a final rehearsals. Post that, the security teams took over the stadium. So a lot of energy and efforts have been given to make this event successful, because there were a lot of phenomenal performances, Anand, and in fact there were groups from various states. I could witness Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, all coming under one roof to perform at Ahlan Modi event. So that was a level of excitement, and that was how this event was planned ahead of Prime Minister's speech. Now, post the Prime Minister's speech, post the Prime Minister's address, the event will conclude, but people will go back to their homes, cherishing the memories of participating in this massive event, Ahlan Modi. And
you interacted with some of the performers. What kind of performances? Where have which all regions of the UAE have they come from? Were they largely youngsters, school children? groups. Who are the people who have come, Siddhant? And Prime Minister Narendra Modi just about half an hour ago tweeting, incredibly honored by the warm welcome from the Indian community in Abu Dhabi. The vibrancy of our diaspora never ceases to amaze me. And some very, very candid pictures with some of the members of the diaspora have been shared by the Prime Minister via his handle on X. Had an excellent meeting with my brother, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed. India UAE friendship is growing stronger and stronger, greatly benefiting the people of our nations. That's another tweet post that he has put out. Maybe an indication. We're just standing by to see when he walks in. There is a 10-15 minute interaction that's been scheduled with certain key members of the diaspora, a meet and greet of sorts, just a sense of what's going on, some photo ops that will be taken, some of the key performers, groups that have been involved. What are the total number of performers? How many total in all who've taken to the stage today? That also must be running into about 2,000 to 3,000 performers there across the various acts. Siddhant.
Well, yes, that's right. Yes, that's right, Anand. In fact, we have been told that there were in total 800 performers participating in various dance performances and cultural events. In fact, the program also included cultures of various countries, various mythology, and that is also perhaps representing the multicultural society of UAE. People from various religions, they all have come together to participate in Ahlan Modi event. 45,000 are the people present in the stadium. 800 were the participants, and Anand, almost 2,500 volunteers were involved in this event to make it a reality. So that's a huge number, and these people were doing their offices every day and then coming to the stadium, or perhaps were involved in the meetings and other preparations.
Right, Siddhant, stay on with us. Professor Brahmachalani, thank you very much for joining us and for staying on, sir, on our continuous coverage on Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the UAE, Ahlan Modi. We're given to understand exactly 3.5 to 4 minutes that he comes out there amidst the crowd that's waiting for him at the Sheikh Zayed Stadium. Just time enough for us to take a very short break. Stay with us.
This measure has only been taken to minimize the inconvenience to the local people who live in this area and who have businesses running in this area.
Absolutely. It affected last time as well. The economy, local economy was affected. And the farmers' protest proved to be a nightmare for any government to deal with, because these are farmers who sit on the border for months. These are farmers who are demanding that their demands ought to be met, especially about the MSP. Many experts argue that this could be also political in nature, keeping in mind that the elections are very close, and this could not be the right optics that anybody would want to have at a point like this.
Has been no permission that has been given to them. Section 144 has been imposed, but farmers are not ready to listen to that, and they are very, very adamant that they will march towards the national capital. Yes, they have moved ahead from the first barricade, but yes, the road ahead is not going to be very, very easy for these farmers, because I'll just try and show you in the visuals over here. These are the kind of preparations that have already been made over here. Fresh concrete has just been thrown in. There are several other barricades that have been put in place. Once the information comes in that the farmers are getting anywhere close to the Singhu border, all these barricades would be pulled in. On the other hand, you can see these fresh barbed wires that have been brought in. These barbed wires are now being placed atop these barricades, making sure that the entire border out here in the national capital is absolutely fortified. Not only vehicles that will go through it, but also people who might try to climb atop these barricades, they also fail to do so, and hence all the preparations that the Delhi police can do, that is being done at this point in time. Not only this, but also mock drills have continuously been taking place at all these borders over the last 2 to 3 days itself. On the other hand, if I could show you the visuals on the other side of the road, this road leads from the national capital towards Haryana, and you can see that the entire traffic in this road has absolutely been blocked. Heavy machineries have been brought in to pour in concrete between these barricades, so that a fortified wall could be made, making sure that either side of the road is absolutely blocked for any person who might try to cross into. Yes, in the national capital as well, over the next 1 month, Section 144 has been imposed. But yes, the farmers are not ready to understand that, and they are trying to make sure that they enter the national capital, and hence we are seeing that such brute use of force that could be applied by the Delhi police, and the entire action plan is now ready. What remains to be seen that from Shambu border, this area is actually just 150 to 200 kilometers away, which might take somewhere around 3 to 4 hours for the farmers to reach over here through the road of the highway. Once they reach over here, how will the Delhi police manage the situation this time around? Will the farmers be allowed to sit at the borders? What we saw happening in the year 2022-2021, will the same transpire this time around? Or is there a better plan for the government and for the local police as well to make sure that farmers do not sit over here, because remember the last time around when it happened, it had created a lot of issues not only for the commuters but for the industries that are in this area, because remember this is an industrial area, and last time around the businessmen and the local people had to face a lot of issues because of these protests and the manner in which the farmers sat over here for more than an year. But this time around, what the locals are praying for at this point in time is that farmers do not sit in over here, and the manner in which
Back on the right stand and with visuals of Prime Minister Narendra Modi arriving at the Sheikh Zayed Stadium, a warm welcome that's been extended to him, and a traditional, not just the red carpet, but also glimpses of Bharatiya culture there, as there were people from the Indian diaspora dressed in traditional finery as they welcomed him into the stadium. The messages of Ahlan Modi. At the back, you have the message of Viksit Bharat and also Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam flanking him as he walked down that aisle in English and in Hindi is something that we can catch. Very, very warm welcome for the Prime Minister. Everybody is eagerly waiting to listen to him with the message that he has for the diaspora there. We are right on the cusp of poll season, Lok Sabha 2024. Is there a political message or is there a global message of who and what Bharat is and his vision for the country? We have to wait and watch what will comprise that address. But let's try and get the atmosphere inside the stadium. This is all right outside the stadium, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go across to Siddhant, who's right there in the thick of all the action, cordoned off to a media enclave where most of the reporters covering the event would be asked to do their lives from. There he is, he's walking in.
you all to please be upstanding for the national anthems.
Modi! 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 अबू धाबी में आप लोगों ने नया इतिहास रच दिया है। आप लोग यूएई के कोने कोने से आए हैं और भारत के भी अलग अलग राज्यों से आए हैं। लेकिन सबके दिल जुड़े हुए हैं। इस ऐतिहासिक स्टेडियम में हर धड़कन कह रही है, भारत यूएई दोस्ती जिंदाबाद। हर सांस कह रही है, भारत यूएई दोस्ती जिंदाबाद। हर आवाज कह रही है भारत यूएई बस इस पल को जी लेना है, जी भर करके जी लेना है। आज वो यादें बटोर लेनी है जो जीवन भर आपके साथ रहने वाली। जो यादें जीवन भर मेरे साथ भी रहने वाली। मेरे भाइयों और बहनों, मैं आज अपने परिवार के सदस्यों से मिलने आया हूं। समंदर पार जिस देश की मिट्टी में आपने जन्म लिया, मैं उस मिट्टी की खुशबू आपके लिए लेकर आया हूं। मैं संदेश लेकर आया हूं आपके 140 करोड़ भारतीय भाई बहनों का, और ये संदेश है कि भारत को आप पर गर्व है। आप देश का गौरव है। भारत इज प्राउड ऑफ यू। भारतम निगंडे औरतो अभिमानिकुन्नो उंगलई पार्तो भारतम पेरू मई पड़गिरदो। भारता निम्मा बग्गे हेम्मे पड़ुत्तदे। मी पै भारत देशम गर्विस्तोंदी। एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत की सुंदर तस्वीर, आपका ये उत्साह, आपकी ये आवाज आज अबू धाबी के आसमान के पार जा रही है। मेरे लिए इतना स्नेह, इतना आशीर्वाद, ये अभिभूत करने वाला है। आप समय निकालकर यहां आए, मैं आपका बहुत बहुत आभारी हूं। साथियों, आज हमारे साथ मिनिस्टर ऑफ टॉलरेंस हिज एक्सेलेंसी शेख नाहयान भी मौजूद हैं। वो भारतीय समुदाय के अच्छे मित्र और शुभचिंतक है। भारतीय समुदाय के प्रति उनका स्नेह सराहनीय है। आज इस शानदार आयोजन के लिए मैं अपने ब्रदर हिज हाइनेस शेख मोहम्मद बिन जायद जी का भी आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। गर्मजोशी भरा ये समारोह उनके सहयोग के बिना संभव नहीं था। उनकी आत्मीयता, मेरे प्रति उनका अपनत्व मेरी बहुत बड़ी पूंजी है। मुझे 2015 की अपनी वो पहली यात्रा याद है। तब मुझे केंद्र सरकार में आए बहुत अरसा नहीं बीता था। 3 दशक के बाद किसी भारतीय पीएम की ये पहली यूएई यात्रा थी। डिप्लोमेसी की दुनिया भी मेरे लिए नई थी। तब एयरपोर्ट पर मेरा स्वागत करने के लिए तब के क्राउन प्रिंस और आज के प्रेसिडेंट अपने 5 भाइयों के साथ एयरपोर्ट आए थे। वो गर्मजोशी उन सभी की आंखों में वो चमक मैं कभी भी भूल नहीं सकता। उस पहली मुलाकात में ही मुझे ऐसा लगा जैसे मैं किसी अपने करीबी के घर आया, वो भी एक परिवार की तरह मेरा सत्कार कर रहे थे। लेकिन साथियों, वो सत्कार सिर्फ मेरा नहीं था। सत्कार, वो स्वागत 140 करोड़ भारतीयों का था। वो सत्कार यहां यूएई में रहने वाले प्रत्येक भारतीय का था। साथियों, एक वो दिन था और एक आज का ये दिन है। 10 वर्षों में ये यूएई की मेरी 7वीं यात्रा है। ब्रदर शेख मोहम्मद बिन जायद आज भी मुझे एयरपोर्ट पर रिसीव करने आए थे। उनकी गर्मजोशी वही थी, उनका अपनापन वही था, और यही बात उन्हें खास बना देती है। साथियों, मुझे खुशी है कि हमें भी 4 बार भारत में उनका स्वागत करने का अवसर मिला है। कुछ दिन पहले ही वो गुजरात आए थे। तब वहां लाखों लोग उनका आभार व्यक्त करने के लिए सड़क के दोनों तरफ जमा हो गए थे। आप जानते हैं कि आभार किस लिए? आभार इसलिए क्योंकि वो जिस तरह यूएई में आप सभी का ध्यान रख रहे हैं, वो जिस तरह आपके हितों की चिंता करते हैं, वैसा कम ही देखने को मिलता है। इसलिए उन्हें धन्यवाद बोलने के लिए वो सारे लोग घरों से बाहर निकल आए थे। साथियों, ये भी मेरा सौभाग्य है कि यूएई ने मुझे अपने हाईएस्ट सिविलियन अवार्ड द ऑर्डर ऑफ जायद इससे सम्मानित किया है। ये सम्मान भी सिर्फ मेरा नहीं है, बल्कि करोड़ों भारतवासियों का सम्मान है, आप सभी का सम्मान है। मैं जब भी मेरे ब्रदर शेख मोहम्मद बिन जायद से मिलता हूं तो वो आप सभी भारतीयों की बहुत प्रशंसा करते हैं। वो यूएई के विकास में आपकी भूमिका की तारीफ करते हैं। इस जायद स्टेडियम से भी भारतीयों के पसीने की खुशबू आती है। मुझे खुशी है कि हमारे अमीरात के साथियों ने भारतीयों को अपने दिल में जगह दी है, अपने सुख दुख का साझेदार बनाया है। समय के साथ ये रिश्ता दिनों दिन और मजबूत होता जा रहा और इसमें भी ब्रदर शेख मोहम्मद बिन जायद की बड़ी भूमिका है। आपके प्रति वो कितनी संवेदनशीलता से भरे हुए हैं, वो मुझे कोविड के दौरान भी दिखा। तब मैंने उन्हें कहा था कि हम भारतीयों को वापस लाने की व्यवस्था कर रहे हैं, लेकिन उन्होंने मुझे बोल दिया कि मैं बिल्कुल चिंता न करूं। उन्होंने यहां भारतीयों के इलाज के लिए, वैक्सीनेशन के लिए हर तरह के इंतजाम किए। उनके यहां रहते मुझे वाकई कोई चिंता करनी भी नहीं पड़ी। मैं आप सबके प्रति उनका ये असीम प्रेम हर पल अनुभवता हूं। और इतना ही नहीं, जब साल 2015 में उनके सामने आप सबकी ओर से यहां अबू धाबी में एक मंदिर का प्रस्ताव रखा तो वो तुरंत एक पल भी गंवाए बिना उन्होंने हाँ कह दिया। और उन्होंने यहां तक कह दिया, जिस जमीन पे तुम लकीर खींच लोगे वो मैं दे दूंगा। और अब अबू धाबी में ये भव्य दिव्य मंदिर के लोकार्पण का ऐतिहासिक समय आ गया है। साथियों, भारत यूएई की दोस्ती जितनी जमीन पर मजबूत है, उतना ही उसका परचम अंतरिक्ष में भी लहरा रहा है। मैं इंटरनेशनल स्पेस स्टेशन में 6 महीने बिताने वाले पहले अमीरात के एस्ट्रोनॉट सुल्तान अल नयादी को भारत की तरफ से बधाई देता हूं। उन्होंने इंटरनेशनल योगा डे और इंडिपेंडेंस डे पर भारत को स्पेस से शुभकामनाएं भेजी। इसके लिए भी मैं उन्हें धन्यवाद देता हूं। साथियों, आज 21वीं सदी के इस तीसरे दशक में भारत और यूएई का रिश्ता एक अभूतपूर्व ऊंचाई पर पहुंच रहा है। हम एक दूसरे की प्रोग्रेस में पार्टनर हैं। हमारा रिश्ता टैलेंट का है, इनोवेशन का है, कल्चर का है। बीते समय में हमने हर दिशा में अपने संबंधों को नई ऊर्जा दी है। हम दोनों देश साथ मिलकर चले हैं, साथ मिलकर आगे बढ़े। आज यूएई भारत का तीसरा बड़ा ट्रेड पार्टनर है। आज यूएई 7वां बड़ा इन्वेस्टर है। हम दोनों देश ईज ऑफ लिविंग और ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस दोनों में बहुत अधिक सहयोग कर रहे हैं। आज भी हमारे बीच जो समझौते हुए हैं वो इसी कमिटमेंट को आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं। हम अपने फाइनेंशियल सिस्टम को इंटीग्रेट कर रहे हैं। टेक्नोलॉजी और इनोवेशन के क्षेत्र में भी भारत और यूएई की पार्टनरशिप लगातार मजबूत हो रही है। साथियों, कम्युनिटी और कल्चर के संबंधों के मामले में तो भारत यूएई ने जो हासिल किया है वो दुनिया के लिए एक मॉडल है। भाषाओं के स्तर पर दोनों देशों में कितनी नजदीकी है, ये भी मैं अपने अमीरात के साथियों को जरूर बताना चाहता हूं। मैं अरबी में कुछ वाक्य बोलने का प्रयास कर रहा हूं। अल हिंद बल इमारात बी कलम अल जमान बल किताब अदुनिया नकुत्बो हिसाब अली मुस्तकलब अब्दल व सदा का बीना अल हिंद भल इमारत हिया सरवतना अल मुस्तरा का फिल हकीका नहनो फी बदैया साइदाली मुस्त कबल जईदा। मैंने अरबी में बोलने की कोशिश की है। अगर उच्चारण में कुछ गलती हो तो मैं अपने यूएई के साथियों से माफी जरूर मांगूंगा। और जिन्हें समझ नहीं आया कि मैंने क्या कहा है, उन्हें मैं इसका अर्थ भी समझा रहा हूं। जो मैंने अरबी में कहा उसका अर्थ है भारत और यूएई वक्त की कलम से दुनिया की किताब पर एक बेहतर भाग्य का हिसाब लिख रहे हैं। भारत और यूएई की दोस्ती हमारी साझा दौलत है। हकीकत में हम अच्छे भविष्य की बेहतरीन शुरुआत कर रहे हैं। अब आप सोचिए, कलम, किताब, दुनिया, हिसाब, जमीन, ये हिंदुस्तान में कितनी सहजता से बोले जाने वाले शब्द हैं। और ये शब्द वहां कैसे पहुंचे हैं? यहां गल्फ के इस क्षेत्र से हम दोनों देशों का नाता सैकड़ों हजारों वर्ष का है और भारत की कामना है